Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Becks. For those of you that are new, hi, I'm Becks. For those of you that's been here rocking my inconsistent ass forever, you a real one. Welcome back. Just before we get started, y'all, I know I'm very inconsistent. A lot has been going on in my personal life, so I had to altogether take a little social media break because I just had a lot to deal with. But your girl is back, okay? And I know I said it a lot, but I'm for real this time. For real. In this video, we're going to be doing this easy, beginner-friendly eye. Y'all, I literally just used 3 eyeshadows, threw that thing on. I don't even think I blended it all the way, but you know, that thing looked good. That skin is popping. So if you want to see how I got this flawless popping look, keep on watching, girl. First, we are going to start with our perfectly primed eyes. For the concealer under my brows, I use my P. Louise in Rumor 3, and for my eyeshadow base, I use P. Louise Shade 0. And then, of course, we're going to be using our Soft Glam palette because it's a nice fall palette. And with my MAC 221 brush, I'm just going to press that first shade in. I will list all the shades that I use in the description box below. And I like pressing that into my lower crease just to, you know, place the color and for it to have its full pigment. If you use P. Louise, I do not set base. I use it wet. I let it get tacky before I set the eyeshadow. A lot of people say they don't like the P. Louise base, but you have to really have a thin layer. You can't have it all gunked up. And you have to let it dry down a little bit. So I'm just going to set my upper brow bone area just so when I start blending it out, everything can just blend out smoothly. Then I'm going to take orange soda and I'm going to just blend right on top of that shade just to soften everything out. And just a little side note, y'all, I was playing with the ISO or the exposure on my camera, and it's gonna change. So I might look a little washed out, you know, but it's okay. My face still gonna be beat and your eyes will adapt, okay? Alright, y'all seen that? Y'all seen that change? But it's okay. It's okay. So all I'm doing is just, you know, pressing, blending out the edges and make sure my shit is seamless because nobody want no patchy, harsh eyeshadow. So make sure you just press it and just blend it out to your liking. And even though you're sure it's blended out, just blend it out one more time for like a good minute, you know. So now I'm going to go into the shade Cypress Umber, which is a very chocolate brown, and I'm just going to put that in my upper crease so it can add some dimension and definition to my eye. With darker colors, I like using a more tapered and small brush just so the color doesn't spread and I can really focus and concentrate it in one area. And then I'm going to go back with that previous brush and just blend out that harsh line because you want everything to be smooth. Now going back in with my base, that P. Louise base, I'm just going to place that right on the lid of my eye. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's not no cut crease. It's just place it on the lid. So when you lay your eyeshadow down, everything could be nice and smooth. Now that I have my eyeshadow placed, I'm just going to go with that small brush and just blend the edges so everything is seamless, nothing is harsh. Everything just blends together in a very pretty gradient effect. Okay, now it's time for my eyeliner. This eyeliner is MAC Brush Black Liner. I love this liner. It's not felt tip, it's actually like real bristles, so it glides perfectly. I will do a separate eyeliner video on how I apply my liner and just to do it very seamless and flawlessly and not complicated. So this is how you get that very sharp wing. You just use your concealer that's closer to your skin tone and you just clean up the edges of that liner So even if you mess up, you know, it's not as pointy, you can always clean it up. To prep and prime my skin, I'm going to be using MAC Strobe Cream and Gold Light and MAC's Natural Radiance, and that is for more oily skin. And they both give you like that luminous, nice look under your foundation. I love the strobe cream. It's amazing. If you've never tried strobe cream, try the strobe cream. It's phenomenal. And I love the natural radiance. So foundation today, I'm going to be using my Fenty Pro Filter foundation. And I'm not sure what shade it is. On the screen, it's going to look very yellow and not like it's not my color. But trust the process. Y'all seen that intro? I know when y'all seen that intro, y'all was like, damn, her face is the beat, honey. Trust the process, baby. Trust the process. This foundation does definitely oxidize, and because I changed the exposure on my foundation, I think exposure is the right word, I made it brighter, it looks very washed out. So for concealer today, I'm going to be using this Hassley Concealer. It is a drugstore concealer, but baby, it is phenomenal. Okay, I find these at Target. I found them at Target. The foundation is $20, I believe, and the concealer, I believe, is $10. So for a drugstore foundation, that's kind of expensive. That's only $11 cheaper than my MAC, but they're amazing. I love them. I love them. For my contour, I'm going to be using my Black Radiance contour stick, and it's in the shade Esspresso. I love these. They're so creamy. They're amazing. I definitely want to try Black Opal, but I can't find it anywhere. But we're gonna be on the hunt for it. And then I use a second shade. It's Coco Bean, so it's a little bit softer. It's not as deep. And I'm just gonna use my Real Technique Instapop cheek brush just to blend that out. And with cream, sometimes I spray my brush just so it can blend out, because it can stay a little harsh, you know, if you don't blend it out enough. So spray your brush a little bit, make it a little damp to blend out your cream like contours. It makes it a lot easier. I'm looking back and forth at my TV because I'm watching First Wives Club. Y'all, if y'all never seen First Wives Club, yo, that show is everything. Like popping. Jill Scott, baby, she did her thing in that show. Her fine ass. Jill Scott's so fine to me. She's so goddamn beautiful. But anyway, this is so beyond what I'm trying to say. But First Wives Club is pop in. Okay? It's pop. Alright, now we have our contour blended out, and we gave our concealer under the eyes time to dry down. We're going to blend that out with our setting brush from Real Technique. I love these brushes. All their brushes are really amazing. They just blend out very, very airbrush, and they don't leave any streaks. So invest you in one, y'all. They're like $6, and you know, Ulta always have them sales. So So I just like blending that out, and then I'm going to place a lighter concealer on top of that concealer just to add a little bit more under the eyes. To set under my eyes, I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix powder. I use a pressed powder with a damp sponge first before I apply loose powder, because when you apply loose powder, it just grabs onto the concealer. I don't know, but adding a pressed powder with a damp sponge to set and then going with the loose powder is popping. So to set my face, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier powder in medium deep. And this is just a lightweight mineralized powder that sets beautifully on the skin. And I'm going to use it also with my damp sponge. And I'm just going to use a fluffy Morphe brush. And I'm just going to press all that into the skin. And to contour, I'm going to be using my Black Radiance. I think it's the medium deep palette. And I'm just going to use that on a real technique brush and very softly just buff that right into the areas that I contour. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using my tried and true Sun Power mineralized powder. I love a very red, warm bronzer. If you've never used this, guys, try this Sun Power. It's like, it can replace your blush, for sure. Like, I didn't even put blush on at all. So I'm just gonna clean up my contour with my same face powder. If you don't want to get that sharp floating contour line, use your face powder, a colored powder that's a little bit like, you know, close to your skin tone, same exact color, so you won't get that floating contour. That's why I stopped putting the powder under my contour for so long, because I hate that sharp line so much. So for lips, we're going to be using my favorite lip liner in the world. It's Cork by MAC. If you want a dupe, you can use Downtown Beauty by NYX. The only thing is that's more like a grayish brown. Cork is a very neutral brown lip liner that's not dark like chestnut, but it still gives you a little bit of definition. And then for lipstick, my favorite is going to be Shimpington, and I'm going to top that off with Ample Pink Lip Gloss, y'all. And that's it for this tutorial. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Please leave some more which I want to see in the comment section, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.